Hey there, guys. How's everybody doing today? I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living, and thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm shooting this on a hump day, about middle of the day, pretty day outside, and just a few more days, and we are finally going to click over. We're going to get a little cool weather, and I think our mornings are going to stay mostly cool from here on out. But today I wanted to talk about if you're not eating a totally raw food diet, and I've got 5 things that I would totally recommend doing. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, I'd appreciate if you go down and hit that subscribe button now, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. And I want to mention, like I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, I'm trying to get a mailing list of people in case any of these platforms ever go down or if something ever happened to one of my accounts on there. So there's always a link, there's always my email address in the description below, and if you would like to stay connected, I'm going to be doing a newsletter probably, I don't know exactly when, it may be early 2022 before it gets started, but it may have one out by the end of the year. But go and just let me know that you want to be included on that. Don't worry, I'm not going to spam you. All right, so now once again, this video, this is not for you fully raw, washed in the juice type people to debate every topic of this. In fact, if you're fully raw and you eat 100%, you may not have a lot of use for this video. Or if you're open-minded, even if you do eat a fully raw food diet, I think there may be some tips in here for you, because honestly, all raw food diets are not created equally. I think sometimes, like I've mentioned over and over, you probably say he repeats himself a lot. Like I've said in the past, I think a lot of times people are more concerned about the raw part of it, and they do everything just to be raw when they kind of miss out on some of the nutritional needs that they need just in that pursuit of being, but I'm 100% raw. They're not giving out any prizes. You guys do realize that, right? Just because you reach that holy grail of 100% raw, there's no prize at the end. But okay, anything. Number one, this is like a no-brainer to me, and everybody should be able to do one meal. Eat one fruit meal. Whether if you're eating fully cooked vegan or whatever, or if you're not going to eat, or if you're getting started and you're kind of trying to figure your way out, and you're like, yeah, probably fully raw is not for me, or we'll see. We'll see. This could be a permanent place where you're saying, hey, I'm not going to ever be fully raw, or it could just be a step along the path and some things to think on along the way. So eat a fruit meal. That sounds intuitive to me. I mean, it seems like common sense to me, but a lot of people are just not eating fruit out there that are doing a whole food plant-based diet. So eat at least one fruit meal a day. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whichever one works for you. Probably best for breakfast in the morning, because what does breakfast mean? Breaking the fast, and that's probably the easiest jump start on your body for the day is eating some fruit. So eat one meal, fruit. Cut it up. Like this week, sometimes I cut it, sometimes I blend it, sometimes it's one fruit, sometimes it's a couple of fruits, sometimes it's a fruit bowl. Bananas and mangoes have been my combo recently, and this week I've had it once or twice, cut mango, cut bananas, and I've had it a couple of times blended. So have one fruit meal a day, but feel free to eat fruit all throughout the day as much as possible. Snacking, make 2 fruit meals if you want to, but eat that fruit meal. Plenty of greens too. A lot of these things that I'm just doubling down on and repeating that are the basics of my raw food diet. Even if you're not eating, like sometimes I think people think my advice is just to the people that are eating fully raw, but you still need to be eating those greens. You got to be getting those greens. Those greens are so important, whether you're eating cooked, whether you're eating fully raw or nothing. So get those greens in during the day. If you're eating cooked food, which not discouraging from, have a salad with it. When you have your cooked meal, or when you have a couple of cooked meals, mix it up. Have a salad with that. As you guys have seen me do a lot of times, mix your food with your salad. You want to throw a couple, as you know, I love my big potatoes on a salad. So, or even a green smoothie. But try to have a green smoothie, salad, both would be optimal during the day, but make sure that you are getting those greens, whatever version of whole food plant-based diet that you are doing. And that would be my third recommendation there. is even if you're eating cooked food, even if you're vegan, you consider yourself plant-based, eat a whole food plant-based diet. What do I mean by that? And then eat real food. That's all it is. When people say whole food plant-based as opposed to just plant-based, that means eating real food. There's a lot of the fake stuff out there. There's the fake meats. There's the fake this. There's the fake that. If you go in the grocery store, there's a freezer section. And listen, I'm not knocking those. They get people off the animal products. They're like, I've been known to have pizza from time to time, although it's probably been 6 months since I've had one of those. On the day-to-day, if you will take those things out, because I do those every once in a while when I'm in the grocery store, I'll take out I'll look at processed vegan foods, plant-based foods, and they're just, pardon my language, they're a shit show. A lot of that processed stuff that you find in the grocery stores is plant-based. It might be tasty and it's kind of a toy. It's got so much sodium in it. Look at the sodium content in so much of this processed food. But yeah, if you're eating cooked food, nothing wrong with that. Not trying to discourage you, but eat whole foods: potatoes, quinoa, beans. Stuff that give you nutrition. That's what I do. Like, I know I like people jump from one extreme to the other, and when I tell them, oh no, I'm not 100% raw, I think their meter goes all the way over here to they think, oh well, he's just eating over there, he's over there eating willy-nilly, or he's eating garbage or whatever. No, there's a reason why I eat most everything that I eat, and the bulk of the cooked food that I eat would largely be potatoes, just for some extra calories, mostly for some extra calories, but I do like potatoes. But I'll eat beans from time to time. I really don't eat rice. I'm not dissing rice, although I just don't see a lot of nutritional value in rice, but I won't diss rice because rice is one of those staple foods. Rice is a staple plant-based food that is very cheap. And I think a lot of times plant-based people, raw people, can get a little on their high horse and forget that not everybody has big bucks to be shopping, whole food, or as I like to call it, whole paycheck, and spending, $100, $200 a week on their food. Now, if you can, there's nothing wrong with that. I just think, like, as I create content, I want to make it abundantly clear to people, you got to do whatever you got to do with the money and with how your circumstances are. So there's no shame in that whatever. I mean, I could see a case scenario, or I've seen those in the past where my situation could change drastically and I'd have to go to ground and buy like 50-pound bags of rice and 50-pound bags of beans just to get by. So ain't no shame in that. But in general, I don't eat rice. I would recommend quinoa over rice, just a little bit more nutritious in my opinion. Low fat. Low fat, low fat, low fat. Whether you're eating a fully raw food diet, or whether you're eating a high raw food diet, or whether you're eating not very much raw food, fat is the killer. You don't need to be eating that heavy fat. And the thing I get most times, but isn't that the good fat? Good fat is kind of one of those weird terms. Like, yes, it's a better fat, avocados, what have you, but there's still too much of that. We have, anywhere between 10 and 20%. I keep a little bigger range than a lot of raw foodists do, just to be more practical for people. Some women even find for their needs, some women do very well going at 20 to 25%. But keep it however you're doing it, low fat, and you're going to get much better results. And like I say, for people that are worried about they're always worried about, blood sugar and things like that. That's the problem with eating. Like, people say, well, you can't eat so much fruit because that'll elevate your blood sugar. That's more of a fat issue than it is a sugar issue or a fruit issue. So keep that fat moderately low. And number five would be ditch the oil. Yes, ditch the oil. Look it up and hear it from people that are smarter than me. But basically, oil, olive oil, the good oil, all that oil, blah, 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 100% fat, concentrated fat. And yeah, I'm not a fanatic. Do I use some from time to time? Do I use a splash here and there? Yes, but I do really mean that, here and there, and not on a regular basis. even people that don't do the raw thing, a lot of the OGs in the healthy plant-based movement, like I consider Caldwell Esselstyn, T. Colin Campbell, Dr. Greger, people like that, talk about SOS. SOS is salt, oil, and sugar-free. Sugar meaning processed sugar, not fruit sugar. But yeah, the oil is just like I say, it's 100% fat. And a little bonus here that even goes beyond just not eating the oil is heating oil. When you heat oil, it's a carcinogen, so you definitely don't want to do that. Once again, I'm sure people are not going to like totally never eat another drop of oil again, but look into that. Don't believe me. Like I say, there's a lot of smarter people out there on YouTube, wherever, that can explain a lot of these things. I've read of the stuff. It works for me, and just passing it along. But anyhow, hope you guys have a beautiful day. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you here again at the end of the week. Peace.